This just in. Have you ever paid an outrageously high premium for an unlimited all-access VIP service only to immediately hit an invisible brick wall the exact second you actually tried to use it? Well, there is a very special kind of fury reserved for companies that eagerly take your top-tier money and then actively punish you for being a loyal customer. According to a fascinating new report by the Wall Street Journal, the tech giant Anthropic is currently experiencing that fury firsthand. An angry customer has just launched a federal lawsuit against the Claude AI maker on behalf of all users in its priciest subscription tiers. They are explicitly accusing the multi-billion-dollar startup of engaging in deceptive marketing and completely ripping off the exact power users who keep their servers running. As a StoryBrand certified guide, I am constantly trying to explain to business owners that intentionally confusing your customers is the fastest way to destroy your reputation. In a digital landscape currently drowning in fake, automated AI slop and opaque tech monopolies, your biggest competitive advantages are actual human trust and undeniable transparency. So let's rip apart the absolute absurdity of Anthropic's invisible limits, explore why the entire AI economy might just be a giant math error, and discuss how you can use human strategy to survive a market paralyzed by corporate deception. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Vicky Sidler, a StoryBrand certified guide and duct tape marketing strategist from the Strategic Marketing Tribe. I help small business owners like you build failure-proof marketing by focusing on the exact 20% of effort that drives 80% of the results. All so that your marketing stops feeling like a miserable second job you never asked for. But let's be honest, if your messaging is confusing or tries to say everything at once, your ideal clients will instantly ignore you. That's what my 5-minute marketing fix was built to solve. Stop losing sales. Download the fix now. Okay, now with all of that out of the way, why are tech giants scamming their most loyal fans? If you naturally assume that handing a tech company a massive stack of cash every month guarantees you premium frictionless treatment, you clearly haven't tried to code a website recently. Anthropic has widely emerged as the go-to provider for AI coding tools, but that dominance has come with a hefty price tag. While their basic plan costs around $20 a month, heavy users are heavily encouraged to upgrade to the Max 5X plan for $100 a month or the staggering Max 20X plan for $200 a month. The language on the website actively promises that these tiers will give you 5 and 20 times the usage capacity of the base tier. But according to a federal lawsuit filed by Washington, D.C. resident Carl Kahn, the company's marketing is effectively fraudulent. The suit alleges that customers are absolutely not getting what it says on the tin. The actual computing limits are actively hidden, vaguely defined, and mathematically fall incredibly short of the advertised multipliers. Anthropic is basically selling a 20-gallon gas tank, but secretly filling it with just 3 gallons of fuel and hoping you don't notice the engine sputtering to a halt. So what happens when you arbitrarily throttle your best customers? When you sell a highly technical tool to a demographic that literally makes a living analyzing complex data, you cannot expect to pull the wool over their eyes for very long. The software engineers and the vibe coders shelling out $200 a month are running multiple coding agents for hours at a time. The culture around coding prioritizes intense volume and speed. But in Khan's experience, the promised max 20x freedom was a complete illusion. He found himself hitting the absolute maximum weekly usage limit within weeks of upgrading, completely blowing through 15% of his entire weekly allowance in just a single 5-hour session. When he inevitably hit that invisible ceiling, he was forced to abruptly halt his work, aggressively ration his queries, or pay even more money just to finish his project. That is not a premium subscription. That is a digital hostage situation. The outrage has spilled over into massive Reddit threads where furious users are screaming about how fast they burn through their expensive allowances using Anthropic's newest models. So, is the entire AI economy just a giant math error? Well, the reason tech companies are aggressively throttling their users isn't because they are inherently evil. It is because the actual real-world economics of running artificial intelligence are completely terrifying. Unlike a traditional software subscription like Netflix, where adding 1 million new users costs the company virtually nothing, AI models incur a massive physical computing cost every single time you press enter. Every complex prompt burns through electricity, server space, and processing power. To desperately manage these bleeding costs, AI companies have transitioned to charging customers based on tokens rather than actual time spent working. But as the lawsuit brilliantly highlights, these companies are deliberately refusing to be transparent about how those tokens are tracked and calculated. They are terrified to admit that providing true unthrottled access to an advanced AI model would instantly bankrupt them. So instead of telling the truth, they hide behind confusing multipliers and invisible safeguards, effectively forcing the consumer to subsidize their broken business model. Okay, but now how do you build a brand that doesn't lie to people? If a multi-billion-dollar tech darling is currently being dragged to federal court because they couldn't be bothered to honestly communicate what they were selling, you cannot afford to be vague with your own clients. You must realize that the ultimate competitive advantage right now is the undeniable emotional signal of real, verified human honesty. Your audience is traumatized by hidden fees, opaque terms of service, and corporate doublespeak. They don't just want another solution to their problem. They desperately want to work with someone they can actually trust. In a world where tech giants use algorithms to hide their flaws, radical clarity is the only currency that matters. You need a clear structural foundation to secure your brand identity before your customers start wondering what you are hiding. So get my 5-minute marketing fix. This rapid diagnostic tool uses your actual human brain to craft a crystal clear story brand one-liner. It gives you a standardized, reliable framework to align your message with total authenticity. Remember, you cannot prompt your way to customer trust. Prove to your buyers that your business isn't a deceptive, arbitrary trap, but a fiercely authentic human guide who always delivers exactly what they promise. Stop losing sales. Download the fix now. You can get it for free in the description below or at strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. But what about you? What is the worst premium subscription ripoff you've ever seen? I'll go first. Remember when AT&T sold expensive unlimited data plans, but secretly throttled users to dial-up speeds after just 5 gigabytes? The FTC had to sue them for $60 million to teach them what the word unlimited actually means. Okay, your turn. What comes to mind for you? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, you might like this one too. It's about why AI cyber attacks are about to leak your entire digital life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.